Has lost it. Kingston shot. It's there! LARYEA Kingston! Pick of the players for Ghana.
My dad used to play for Accra Suffolk before moving to Accra Great Olympics. So I'm from a football family. As you can see that most of my siblings play football. So me getting interest, I grew up in a football family. So that's what gave me the confidence to feel that I can play football. My dad had 5 wives, and from my mom's side, we are 7. I'm the 3rd one from my mom's side, but in total, I have 21 siblings. Almost all of them, but only myself and my senior brother, Richard Kingston, made it to the top. But the rest, some of them play in the lower leagues. My senior brother played in Accra Great Olympics, the youth. So almost all of them, and when you look at them, they're playing and you see them, they are very good footballers. When we were young, I was staying with my mom, he was staying with his mom. Our dad stays in Teshi. My mom stays in Accra, Jamestown, Bukom to be precise. And Richard Kingston's mom stays in Nungwa. So until our dad finished his first house in Teshi, that's when he decided to bring all the kids together. That time I was 16 years old, and then we all came to live with our dad. And that's when the football started from. But already when I was staying with my mom, I've started playing Colts. Richard was with his mom. He've already started playing from Nungwa. And when we came to Teshi, that's when the journey started for Richard and myself. That's when I had the opportunity to be called up to the national under 15. So we all grew up in our father's house in Teshi. At a point, we all share the same porch. My room is there and his room is on the other side, but we all share the same porch. The actual spelling is LARYEA KINGSTON, which is the one he is using. But the reason why this mistake set in, he was the one that played in the national team first. I remember when the national team he was playing in the under-20s, they went to a tournament, and then his jersey number, his jersey shirt, they put T in the Kingston. So at that time I was with the national under-17, and the GFA made my first passport for me. So when they brought my passport, because they've spelled his name Kingston at the back of his shirt, they put Kingston, they put T in my name in my passport, my first passport, which I used to travel with the national under-17, played in the qualifiers, played in the World Cup as well with that name, with that passport. So that moment I decided to let it be, leave the T in it, and then use it like as it is. But with him, he went to play in Turkey, and then he happened to change his passport as well. So he changed his passport, and that was helped him to remove the T from his name. I started Colts football at Jamestown, which is Me and You Babies, before moving to Cowlin Babies. That time Cowlin Babies wanted to recruit all the best players in the league, and which they did. So we were a strong, solid team. That season we were unbeaten. That's when we represent Greater Accra in the Milo Games in Kumasi. So through there, that's when I was spotted to be with the national under 15 at Winneba. After the U15s, I had the opportunity to join Accra Great Olympics, which I was playing for them. I was playing, and then I had a call up to come to Winneba again. They called over 200 players to come to camp. Because it's a youth team, they wanted to bring all the best youth players in the country. So they went all over the country to bring youth players to Winneba, over 250 players to start Justify Your Inclusion. So every week they have to send people home, every week they have to send people home. I was lucky enough, through hard work and commitment, I was lucky to be part of the final squad that made it to the World Cup, or even to start the qualification. I was one of the key players in the squad. You know, it's every player's dream is to play in their national team. Even when we were in the under-15s, the under-17s, the Ecuador squad was in the same camp with us. With them, sometimes their qualification, they have to use the national colors. But for us, we were very young, and we don't normally see the national colors. We don't normally wear the national colors. So sometimes when they come and they ask us to wash their national team jerseys, we'll try to put it on and then call a photographer to wear the national colors. You know, everyone it's a pride to wear your national colors. So me making it to the national team, I remember our first under-17 qualifier against Burkina Faso at Accra Sports Stadium. I was so excited to wear that shirt, to walk from the tunnel to stand and then playing national anthem. For me, it's an amazing feeling. So for me, I think it's a joy. I know it's not easy. Hardworking, you have to be hardworking to earn that spot, because you know, Ghana, we are a football nation. A lot of people love football, and we have a lot of quality players in the country. So in the 17 squad, we have great players, talented players. Someone like Awulekwe Jr., Godwin Atram, Aziz Ansah, Dan Kwe. We as Oseboatins, Samir J. We also are free, like you mentioned. So we have a very good and strong squad. It's rather unfortunate that we couldn't win the cup. We did our best. We did everything to get to the final. Even in the final, we were leading 1-0 to the final minute when Ronaldinho did his magic to get the equalizer, and then we lost that final. Yeah, for me, it's the best highlight in my career. I still have a feel that it's one of my best tournaments throughout my career, because I had a very good tournament, and Ghana hosted that tournament. So every game the stadium is packed. The stadium is packed. I had a lot of good moments throughout the games, it happened for me to score the final goal in the final against Nigeria, a big game. Coming into the game was massive crowd. You know how Nigerians and Ghanaians, when Ghana and Nigeria meet, how it is. So it wasn't easy, but for me, I think that moment is the best. And that goal that I scored, you know, I have to go against the coach restrictions, you know, because you know, our coach Giuseppe Gosena is a very tactical coach, and I'm playing in the midfield. They asked me not to go beyond the strikers, but that moment I felt like going into the 18, you know, and I went there, and then I had an opportunity to put the ball at the back of the net. So for me, I think it's the best moment in my career, and I'm happy to be part of that squad. I quite remember, you know, Jamestown and Accra Sports Stadium. A lot of people from Jamestown, they came to the game, and then from there they have to celebrate behind our bus to Novotel, now Accra City Hotel. They took me there after we've settled down and everything. They asked the security men to release me for them, so that they can take me back to Jamestown, which they did, and it was very exciting. That was the best moment, and for me, like I said earlier on, that it's my best highlight in my career. You know, it's it's a coincidence and something that is bound to happen, because when I first started, I love number 12 shirt. When you look at it, my youth level, I used number 12 shirt. And under 17, I was using number 12. Under 22, I was using number 12 until I got to the senior national team. The senior national team, when I started playing the senior national team, the reason why the number 7 I started wearing number 7. When the national team coach Djukovic spotted me, he saw me as a playmaker, so he wanted me to be in the middle and all that. So our first game against Congo, away game in Congo, World Cup qualifier, we were camping in Kenya, and I was the last person that reported to camp. Players have been there already because we had our game in Russia late, so I reported to camp very late, and they've had like 2 friendly games. That time the coach is trying to build his team. He's trying to put players that he will use in certain positions that will fit into his style of play and all that. So when I came, we were going to have a friendly game, and then the coach came to me and then said to me, "You've tried every player in the position, but he's comfortable with all the positions, but just that he doesn't have someone that will play on the right, and he knows that I'm not a right winger, but he believed that the qualities that I have, I can help him there." So, and I told him, why not? So far as I'm on the pitch, no problem, I can adjust. I can give my best in that position. And then he put me in trainings, he put me in one friendly game, and it worked perfectly to his style. So we went to the game, and then he put me in right midfield. And that time FIFA said, no, we should, in the qualifier, numbers should be from 1 to 11. So I was number 7, I was playing from the right. So when you're counting from the goalkeeper, then when it got to me, I have to wear number 7 shirt. And I put it on and I felt comfortable, and then it worked perfectly. So today people calling me Lie 7. So I'm really, really happy to have that shirt. And when you look at it, number 7 is very strong. 7 days in the week. When you're going to do something, like everything, they tell you, okay, bring 7 eggs, 7 this, 7 that. So for me, I think it worked perfectly for me, and I find that to be my lucky number. Me moving from Olympics to House of Oak, Olympics transferred me to a team in Libya. When I signed in Libya, teams were very difficult, so I have to cancel the contract and then come home. Took them to FIFA and everything. I've not been paid for like 6 months. So I have to report to FIFA, and then I came down. So when I came down, I went to Olympics because that's the club that transferred me. But it happened to be they are not interested to help me get my ITC back. I went to training, and then they want me to play immediately. But when they find out that my ITC is not here, I have to fight for my ITC before I can play. They gave up on me. So I was there that time. House of Oak was interested in me. So Arizako called me to come to training grounds. I went to training. I had the training with House of Oak, and they were happy. And House of Oak said to me they will keep me for. The House of Oak wanted to sign me on, and then Olympics realized that I've moved to House of Oak. They came in and then they took the case to player status committee and all that. So when we went to player status committee, then it happened to be that I have to stay 1 year without football because Olympics and House of Oak were fighting over me. So I was banned for 1 year. So I find it very tough. I find it that Olympics doesn't want to help me to continue my career and all that. So when House of Oak told me they'll pay my salary for 1 year, they don't want to sign any contract for me, but they are going to pay me. I will be training with the team. Every international tournament, I'll be part of the squad that will go and play tournament for House of Oak and all that. So that alone was a plus. And then I stayed for 1 year. My ITC came in, and our first game is against Accra Great Olympics. So it was for me. I think it was a very big game for me. And then I scored the only goal in the game as well. So the joy and everything, went into my head. I couldn't control my emotions, so I just dropped my shots down, which people started calling me Whitechapel and all that back in the day, So, that's for me. I think it's very childish for me to do that, but sometimes you can't control your emotions, and I was really happy to score that goal against Olympics as well. For me, I think all the teams I've played give me opportunity. It's a journey, so I really appreciate all the opportunities that the teams have played. But when I'm saying the place that I felt at home, place that my family and everyone around me felt at home is Scotland. And in football, sometimes when you are relaxed, you can bring the best out of you. And I can say that when I was playing for Hearts, my first 2 seasons was amazing. I had very good games. I was one of the best players in the league, well respected in the city till today. So for me, I think I will pick Scotland. Scotland is the place that I felt at home. My family was comfortable and all that. But every journey that I've gone through Israel, apart from Libya, that I had a lot of problems there, Israel, Russia, Scotland, Holland, Saudi Arabia. For me, I think they all play a major role in my career. I felt very bad, because every player's dream is to play in the World Cup, in the senior World Cup. For me, I've gone through the ranks when the 17, 20, the Olympic team, and then the senior national team. But the Black Stars is the main thing. The senior World Cup is the main thing, and I was part of the team that I played a major role. I played a major role in the qualification. Throughout the qualification, I played every game. I gave a lot of support to the team and everything. So for me, not being part of the team that will represent Ghana in the World Cup is a very big blow. So today, throughout my career, that has been a big blow in my career. What happened was, before the World Cup, we were playing in the African Cup of Nations 2006 in Egypt. We've lost our first game, so the second game is must win. We've lost our first game against Nigeria, so our next game is against Senegal, which is also a massive game for us. It's a big game for us, so all the players were anxious to win the game, to go on the field, and we were leading 1-0. And then there was a bad tackle on one of our teammates, and then as usual, players will go around and then be asking questions and all that. And then one of the Senegalese players hit me on the chest, and then I fell on the ground. The referee came and then gave us red card, and then 4 games suspension, which I served 1 in the tournament, so I have to miss 3 games in the, and then we're not lucky to go into next round in the competition. So it happened to be our last game, and our next official game is the first game in the World Cup. So the management of the FA decided not to put me in the squad. If the coach or the management till today, I'm still waiting for answers what really happened, but it happened to be that I'm not part of the squad. So it's fine, but for me, I think it was a very big blow for me in my career. For me, I think that we have, for me being the key player in the team, and also we are in the tournament. Most of the management said, oh, they don't believe that we'll go to the next round of the competition. So because of that, there is no point of taking me. But I was really disappointed because I know we'll take 22 players to the tournament, but not everyone will have an opportunity to be on the field. So why not take me and then me being a key player in the team, that you can use me in the other matches if we go to the next round. Why not take that risk and then put me in the squad? But it did not happen. You know, we have different type of coaches. We have coaches that, and every person, when you are doing something, you need to have an aim and a target, and then you start from somewhere. For me, before I joined into coaching, one, for me to all the knowledge I acquired through my playing days, I wanted to pass it on to up and coming players, and I want to be a coach that will win cups. That's the more reason why I went into coaching. We have coaches that they will just want to be like development, and then there is no risk of losing game. When you lose or win, development coaches, when you lose or win, or academies, when you lose or win, it doesn't matter. It's development. I want to be a coach that every week will be planning for 3 points, building a team, build my team, and then bring my philosophy on, and then in future people will look up to me like Pep Guardiola, Mourinho, have a trademark, have a handwriting that okay, this is the style of play that LARYEA Kingston brought on into football. I want to win trophies. I want to develop players, and I want to develop elite players in the country. So that's the aim, and also win domestic league as well, and be one of the best coaches, as much as I can be, and be part of the history of Ghanaian coaches as well. One of my kids are playing football, so I'm wishing him well. I always urge him to work hard every day. So hopefully, I always tell him that, okay, I've done my part. You decided to play football as well. So fine, you should have a target, but make sure you do better than what I did. And be yourself, that's all.